What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is a beautiful sunny Tuesday in New York, but let me tell you the forecast for Port Charles is absolute chaos. Today we are diving into the most explosive betrayal we've seen all year. If you aren't subscribed yet, hit that button because you do not want to miss this breakdown. Oh my God. I am literally screaming right now. I'm actually screaming at the top of my lungs in my apartment. I was sitting here eating my dinner, just minding my own business, watching the screen, and I literally choked on my drink. I can't even deal right now. Okay, but listen. You guys know how I get when the writers actually pull off a massive twist, but this is next level. This is the most insane, unhinged, absolutely iconic television I have seen in my entire life. I had to pause the episode and voice text my best friend immediately because my jaw dropped to the floor and it is still there. I am still processing. So if I sound crazy, it's because I am actually losing my mind over what Valentin Cassadine just did. Oh wait, before that happened, actually, let me back up because I keep remembering things out of order and I need you to have the full picture so this all makes sense. So, you remember the absolute mess Nina Reeves made on Willow's living room floor, right? I forgot to mention earlier, but Nina literally grabbed the wrong syringe and stabbed Jack Brennan. She stabbed the federal agent with Drew's paralytic. I was yelling at my screen like, "Nina, what are you doing?" She is so out of control. She has completely lost the plot. She is spiraling so hard, and Valentin is just standing there watching this woman completely unravel. He realizes in that exact moment that Nina is a massive liability, like she's unhinged. She cannot be trusted to keep her cool, and she is going to bring them all down if someone doesn't stop her. And don't even get me started on Jen Sidwell. That guy is a literal nightmare walking. Sidwell is out here delivering these chilling ultimatums to Willow, basically saying that Drew has to stay paralyzed or he ends up dead. The cruelty of this man is actually sickening. He is threatening Drew's life directly, and Valentin knows this. Valentin is a lot of things, okay? He's a Cassadine and he's done shady stuff, but he is not going to just sit back and let Sidwell murder Drew while Nina runs around with needles like an absolute maniac. Valentin sees the writing on the wall. He knows Nina's losing her grip on reality, and that if he doesn't step in, this is going to end badly for literally everyone involved. So what does our guy Valentin do? Honestly, I'm still shaking just typing this out. Instead of giving Drew the next dose of the paralytic to keep him locked in that horrible paralyzed state, which is insane by the way. Poor Drew has been lying there just blinking and breathing for months hearing every single thing they say. Wait, did I already say that? Whatever. Anyway, Drew has been trapped in his own body. But Valentin secretly goes full mad scientist. He goes into the Cassadine lab. You know, they always have these secret stashes of weird chemical compounds. He takes the paralytic and he swaps it out. He completely replaces it with a super powerful antagonist drug, a cure. He swaps the drugs, guys. My heart was pounding so fast when I realized what he was doing. I was like, are you serious right now? Meanwhile, while Valentin is playing 4D chess, Nina is at General Hospital completely sweating bullets. I was laughing so hard at this part. Carly tracks Nina down at GH, and Carly is in her absolute element. Smug. Carly's the best Carly, mark my words. Carly's playing dumb, which we all know she is terrible at. She's doing it just to torture Nina. She looks Nina dead in the eye and starts pointing out these suspicious coincidences. She's like, "Oh, isn't it weird how Jack Brennan had a stroke in the exact same house where Drew had a stroke? There has to be a common cause, don't you think? The audacity, I love it." Nina looked like she was going to throw up. She was squirming and panicking, and Carly just would not shut up. It was so dramatic. Okay, where was I? Right, so Nina is busy getting verbally destroyed by Carly at the hospital, which means she is out of the house. She is completely distracted. This is Valentine's window. This is the moment. He sneaks back into the room where Drew is being kept. I was literally on the edge of my seat, biting my nails. The tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Drew is lying there, and remember, Drew's last dose was wearing off because Nina accidentally stabbed Brennan instead of him. So Drew is already starting to wiggle his fingers and move his eyes. He is terrified because he thinks Valentine is there to finish the job or dose him again. I felt so bad for Drew in this moment. I wanted to jump through the screen and protect him. But no, Valentine leans over Drew. And I swear to you, the way this was shot, the lighting, the acting, give them all the Emmys right now. Valentine leans in close and he whispers into Drew's ear. He tells him everything. He warns him about Nina's entire plan. He tells him about Sidwell. He tells him about the trap. He whispers, I am not going to hurt you. I am going to save you. I am dead. I literally cannot breathe just thinking about it. Valentine Cassadine, the villain, the schemer, is turning into Drew's silent savior. Why would he do that? Because he hates messy amateurs like Nina. That's why he is flipping the script. He is taking control of the narrative, and I am absolutely here for it. Then Valentine injects Drew, but it's not the poison. It's the Cassadine antagonist. It's the cure. And you can literally see the life rushing back into Drew's body. The drug works so fast. It's like magic, but it's science. Cassadine's science, which is basically magic anyway. Drew takes this massive gasp of air. His muscles start unlocking. He can move his arms. He can move his legs. He's no longer a prisoner in his own bed. I was cheering in my living room. I was like, yes, Drew, get up and ruin her. The relief on Drew's face was so palpable. I actually started tearing up. He has been through so much, and to finally see him get his mobility back was just everything. But wait, it gets better. It gets so much better because Valentin doesn't just heal Drew and tell him to run away. No, Valentin is a petty king, and he wants Nina to pay for being so reckless and stupid. He prepares a trap. He and Drew formulate this absolute masterclass of a setup. Valentin knows Nina's going to come back from the hospital eventually. He knows she is going to be rattled by Carly, and she is going to be desperate to make sure her little hostage situation is still secure. He knows exactly how her mind works because he has been watching her unravel for weeks. So, the plan is set. Valentin positions himself. Drew pretends to still be paralyzed. He lies back down on the bed, totally still playing possum. And Valentin contacts the police. Yes, he actually tips off the cops. I didn't see that coming at all. I was like, wait, is Valentin really calling the authorities? But it makes sense because he wants Nina to take the fall for everything. He wants her to incriminate herself on tape or in front of witnesses so that he walks away clean and she goes down in flames. It is so brilliant. It is the most Cassadine thing he could possibly do. He is weaponizing the justice system against his own accomplice. I forgot to mention earlier, but Nina is so delusional at this point that she actually thinks she and Valentin are still partners. She thinks they are in this together. The absolute joke of it all. She has no idea that the man she lunged at to break up a fight is now the architect of her entire destruction. She is walking right into a buzzsaw, and she doesn't even know it. I almost felt bad for her for half a second, and then I remember what she did to Drew, and I was like, nah, she needs to get it together, I swear. She deserves whatever is coming to her. The karma is going to be so delicious. So Nina finally gets back to the house. She is a frantic mess. She's packing around, talking out loud to herself, which is always a mistake on a soap opera. She walks into Drew's room. Valentin is standing there looking all calm and collected, like a predator waiting for the prey to step on the trap. Nina starts venting. She starts confessing to everything. She's like, Carly knows. Carly suspects something. We have to keep Drew under. We have to make sure he never wakes up. We have to deal with Brennan. She's just laying out her entire list of crimes in crystal clear audio. She is practically writing her own arrest warrant. And the cops are listening. The police are literally right outside the door or listening through a wire Valentin planted. It was a bit chaotic, and I was typing so fast I might have missed the exact detail of how the cops heard, but they heard it. Nina is just digging her own grave with a backhoe. She's confessing to drugging Drew, to stabbing a federal agent, to conspiring with Sidwell. It is the most satisfying downfall I have ever witnessed on daytime television. The sheer stupidity of her just blabbing all her secrets while the trap is closing around her. I was putting skull emojis in my group chat because she is so done. And then, the absolute peak moment of the episode. The moment that made me throw my phone across the couch. Drew Kane, who Nina thinks is a vegetable, who she thinks is completely at her mercy, sits up. He literally just sits up in bed. He swings his legs over the side. He stands up to his full height and he looks down at her. The look on Nina's face, her eyes bugged out of her head. She looked like she had seen a ghost. She started shaking. She couldn't even form words. She was just stammering like, how, what? It was cinematic perfection. I want this scene framed in a museum. And Drew just glares at her and says something so cold, so iconic. I can't even remember the exact quote, but it was basically like, game over, Nina. And Valentin is just standing in the corner with this tiny little smirk on his face. He completely betrayed her. He completely sold her out. And it was the most painful, devastating betrayal Nina could ever experience because she thought she had control. She thought she was running the show, and in reality, she was just a puppet and Valentin cut the strings. He played her like an absolute fiddle. The police burst into the room right at that second. They have their badges out. They're reading her rights. Nina is screaming. She's crying. She's looking at Valentin for help, and Valentin just turns his back on her. He literally just walks away while they put the handcuffs on her. It is over for her. She's going to prison for a very, very long time. And Drew is free. Drew is finally free. And he has his life back. I'm still crying tears of joy for him. After everything he has suffered lying in that bed, he finally gets to walk out of that house on his own 2 feet. I'm calling it now. This is going to change the entire power dynamic in Port Charles. Carly's going to find out what Valentin did.